last time. So,
well, speaking of vintage,
oh.
Maksu absolutely living up to the namesake and bringing us
yeah.
a nice little character we love to see. Since day one, since you booted up the CRT and you saw that Falcon clone,
you know,
Ganondorf is here.
Ganondorf is here, and Maksu never traveled to Norway, but he beat Finnish top players at a tournament that I spectated, and he is crazy with his catcher. He beat Gani, a really solid snake, in a Ganon snake matchup. How do you do that?
Well,
Explain to me.
I think we're about to find out. Going to see if Ganon can defeat Byleth, forced off stage. Tande not doing anything too crazy. Obviously, you can't afford to make a mistake against Ganondorf, and so, yeah, you want to play quite slow. His burst range, pretty terrible and pretty binary, so it's fine. You can take your time.
And that's the thing, it's tough to talk about these matchups, because do we really need to be honest? It's like Ganon loses, right? Do we need to say anything else?
Ganon definitely loses.
And that's why.
Definitely loses that interaction. Maksu not going to be making that mistake again, but you can see why Tande has made it this far. Someone who does understand the assignment, knows the game plan, and so they're not going to be doing anything too crazy. Shield, fantastic DI from Maksu there, not going to get punished by the back air.
Tande doing a really good job of just punishing Ganon's weaknesses, which is, he has a lot.
Which is, yeah, that is a lot.
Oh, but like, it's easy to, I used this analogy earlier, right? Sometimes, if you're skiing through the forest, and you're only focusing on the trees, like I need to not hit the trees. What do? You hit the trees. Yeah. You need to focus on where can I go. So a lot of people focus on Ganon, like, what do I not need to get hit by? No, you should see, what can I punish? Where can I go? Where can I be? What options do I have? Not what do I not have. And Maksu Tande doing a great job of just punishing what Ganon struggles with.
That's a fantastic analogy. I'm stealing that. I'm bringing that home.
I stole it myself.
Much like British culture, I'm taking everything and adapting it to my own needs. As we move on in, going for a little bit of coverage, but obviously Maksu doesn't have to get that close. Going to spam out a couple of moves there, try and get a little bit of a bait coming in.
Oh, nice.
This is what I like.
I want to give a shout out to Jay, who gave me that analogy.
Excellent. I don't want to steal it. Out there. It'll be worldwide soon.
Yeah.
Maksu's still struggling, of course, but it only takes 2 interactions for Ganon to bring it back. And this is what I like about Super Heavies, or maybe what I don't like about Super Heavies, is that if you mash on a Super Heavy, it's still conditioning.
Yeah.
If you spam the same move 5 times, like that, you can still call that conditioning. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can call anything conditioning if you try hard enough, to be honest.
Exactly.
You can go like, I'm conditioning him to thinking I'm bad.
Exactly.
And then being good, which, I mean, that's a great back air offstage. This is so scary. Yeah, you should be dead. 2 stock from Tande. Really, really well played.
Yeah, Maksu not too happy with that one.
Nah. But like you said, Tande just understanding the assignment. Just being like, yeah, you're Ganon. You have weaknesses. I abuse that, and now I'm winning.
I gotta say, Tande has really great fundamental understanding of what characters' objectives are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, he understands the other person's game plan very well. And 2 characters who have very, very volatile game plans are the ones we've seen. You know, Snake, Ganondorf, both of them have clear objectives. They want to have clear win conditions. Tande, fantastic at denying that in both of these senses. Going to see if Maksu can bring it back. Obviously sticking with the Ganon this time. But I'm not sure what they've managed to download from that, because Tande did not show any sign of a clear weakness.
For sure. Oh, the parry as well. Tande is on fire right now. Tande, not a name I've heard, but it's definitely a name I look out for in the future, because they are playing hot right now, for sure.
Definitely one to remember right there. The last hit of the Nair coming through. Beaten out by the back air, but that's quite all right.
All right, got the ledge trapping right here. Doesn't get to throw a good mash. The roll, you cannot do that when he's charging that F smash. They forget about get-up attacks sometimes.
They certainly do. I do.
Yeah, same all the time.
Forced out. Doesn't get the lock instead of get-up attack from Maksu. That's what you like to see. Trying to catch a jump, a great spacing from Tande. Not going to allow it to happen, as I'll find a way back down to the ground.
Yeah, there's neutral here. It's interesting because, like I said earlier in a previous set, Byleth plays very well at that mid-range. Ganon doesn't have anything at that. He does have some burst options that can be scary. I'd like to see the down B being used more, because as silly as it looks, it's like, it's unreactable if you're close enough, and I definitely think you could catch Byleth off guard if you're... Ooh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Man wasn't able to get the flame choke.
Yeah, and the Dambi being as strong as it is, I think you could catch them off guard. The get-up attack, he has a ledge attack. And the down B!
There you go!
Do they hear me?
Well,
Am I coaching?
Maybe. It's the thing is that Ganondorf does have these burst options. Does have the down B, does have a flame choke. Like you can even up special out shield as well. But if you use them more than once, suddenly it's so obvious what you're going for. It's this level of conditioning that maksu has to prepare Tande for.
Definitely true, and the get-up attack once again getting that. Oh, the down out of shield, not nearly fast enough. I like these nairs, by the way. He's doing a really good job of juggling, I guess.
And this is, I once spoke to a player in the UK, put this very, very, very clearly, a player by the name of Klaus, in the sense that he said that, wow, damn. Looks like maksu pulling ahead. Anyway, Klaus said that multi-hits are a very big carrying factor in Ultimate, in the sense that if you're not prepared for them, they really do just win so many interactions. Because with characters like Pit, who is very relevant right now, characters with Byleth, with that Nair, if you don't know the exact frame you can act, you will always be caught out, and losing one interaction, as we saw with Metabug earlier, can cost you an entire game. And so because maksu's not quite used to how long he has to defend against this Nair, he's just constantly on the chopping block, but still ahead, Varavi.
Yeah, and then you're losing to Ganon, and you're going, I'm listening to Ganon? And that's not good, because then you're like, oh no, I need to get this back. And that's the situation that Ganon really thrives on, right? When the opponent is not careful enough, right?
Exactly. As maksu does take themselves down to the blast zone. Still doable, though, for both sides. Let's see if we can get a read here. What are we going for? Double jump mix-up.
Not the shield break, not getting both hits of the landing, but that was so terrifying if you're Tande.
I was going to call that an American air dodge, but the idea of an American air dodge is you do it when you have no options, and since Ganon has no options to begin with, it's kind of just an air dodge.
It's just always an American air dodge.
Exactly. In a permanent state of the USA, landed a free, but not quite, as the roll doesn't come through. Good read, but just...
Not quite free enough as Tande is off stage. This might just be expensive as he has to pay for this. The F-tilt not getting it, though.
Once again, not quite getting the last hit shielded, but it doesn't quite matter.
By the way, I love that move. Is it not so good? Is it not just very good? Come on, look at that animation.
Planting the Tims right into the back of Byleth. Great job from maksu. What a comeback.
Yeah, beautiful. 1-1, I feel like this set is just... I am looking forward to this Game 5 that I'm promising you is gonna happen, bro.
Excellent. I'll hold you to that. I'm prepared, and I am excited myself.
Yeah, this is definitely...
push it all the way.
This is definitely a set to watch. It's exciting to see Ganon in general, and Ganon's playing this character well, just using these kind of niche tools, these interesting options that you don't really see often. It's very cool. I like Ganon, to be honest.
Yeah, it's always a fun one. Always good to see played well, of course. But Tande probably doesn't want to mess around anymore. Bit of a smaller stage to play with this time around. Could be a blessing, could be a curse for a side of maksu.
Don't want to mess around any more than you have to. The F smash on shield. They are just going ham on these shields. Like, not gonna do anything else than send him off stage. But when you're Ganon, that's quite a lot. That's a lot of damage.
Certainly is. Great parry, but the punish not quite there. It's a little bit too slow.
Once again, going ham on the shields. They are hoping for some shield breaks. I really like that up B, just poking through the stage. It's actually quite reminiscent of like Ken up B, for example. You have to be so. It makes it. You have to watch out when you're like chatting more, right? Trying a 2-frame is more difficult.
Better be careful. Better watch out. Ooh, there's the Nair coming out. Actually doesn't get all of the hits. Kind of mixes up. Kind of snaps maksu's ankles a little bit. Forces up into the air. The DI a little bit rough on that first one, but the second will force him right up into the sky. And with a very healthy lead.
You can talk about the edge guarding of Ganon all you want, but the ledge or the juggling is equally bad. How does Ganon really land? He has a down B, but he's still a very slow character in the air, and being juggled is just as big of a weakness as being edge guarded, in my opinion. It's at least up there. So I like seeing Tande really abusing that and doing a great job of juggling this game.
Yep, trying to read the roll, not quite enough. I think Maksu believed he had a couple of pixels to play with there. There's the dash attack coming in. Tande going nice and deep. What Chad?
That he should be dead now, right? Yeah, there's no coming back from that. You are, at the end of the day, Ganondorf, and we like to see you do well, but you get off stage sometimes, right?
That happens to the best of us. Oh, yeah.
Dude, don't do that to me, bro.
I'm allowed to. So almost there. Not quite gonna get it, but I would be terrified. Actually,
like at this point, I would say if I was Max, I was like, oh, I'm probably losing, but at least I can scare him, right?
Exactly. That's a you know, it might as well get a bit of psychic damage in there.
Yeah.
The text from Tande, fantastic though.
Might as well make it easier to win the next game, right? Oh, game!
A rage-filled down air. Not a whole lot you can do there. Your shield gets broken. Maybe a little bit of DI would have been nice. But
I mean, that's one of the things where, like, you have to DI when you get hit, and you're not expecting a downer there, so you're trying to dash in, maybe you're trying to do something else, the DI just gets
and it's the thing with super heavies, you know, you want to disengage. You can see a situation coming that's not very nice, but the thing is, as Ganondorf, your initial dash sucks so bad that if you try and leave a situation, it just transfers into bad DI.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you neuter one of your best strengths, which is dying quite late.
That your dying quite late turns into, oh, I died at 90.
Oh, great.
Like, all right.
Beautiful little string from Tande right there. Going to see if they can keep it going. 59 on the Ganondorf. Are we going to go deep again? No need to right now, but the roll is quite enough.
Yeah, you can keep your advantage for a while, but once Ganon gets in, it's like, ooh, beautiful. Look at the timing on that ledge hold. Really, really nice.
Got applause from the audience for that one. Yeah. My goodness, great stuff.
Applause. That's got to be a finisher. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Applauding mid-set. Interesting.
Good stuff. Oh, look at the little turnaround from Maksu there. Fantastic little wiggling of the stick. Tande able to make his way back to the center, though. Going to go for a rising there. Looks like, oh, I was about to say he got the timing right, and then the second there came out and he dropped it too early.
Yeah. I really like Tande's patience at ledge. Like, he doesn't go his initial... he doesn't want to hit his opponent as his first priority. He wants to get back to stage, just jumping over the up smash and, like, de-engaging, going, I'm going to center stage.
Definitely.
But then
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah. And getting Maksu at ledge here, he kind of needs to make the most out of these situations. And that's so scary.
Certainly is. Okay, you've beaten the first Nair. Now you just have to get yourself ready to deal with the second one. And you're
he's just dead.
It's
with
a shame.
his jump as
so
well.
Explosive.
Yeah. The down. Oh.
Whoop, air dodge off.
Goodbye.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not Ganon.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, that was a bit of a taunt. It's like, oh, look how far I can come back.
Look at my recovery.
I think I might just air dodge out all the time.
Uppy from the blast down
can you not do this? Oh, that was almost very, very successful. Still 117 on the side of Tande. Going to force him out, air dodge in. Going to get the punish, but that's okay because you're back on stage. It's all right if you take a little bit of tax for it.
For sure. Oh, good parry. Doesn't quite get the punish, so... That's the thing with the mid-range that Tande is playing at. It's so safe versus a player or a character like Ganon. Wow, beautiful spot dodge.
Put his entire heart and soul into that spot dodge. My goodness.
And he's not dead. Oof. I was sure.
He's all right. Go for the dash attack. One of his very few useful burst options, I'm afraid, but maybe I'm just a downer. Nevertheless, Tande coming back. Maksu still has the opportunity. 0-0, one apiece. Could wrap this up. You said we were in for a game 5, Arabi. I think you might be right.
I'm the script writer right here, and I can see in the script clearly it says that there's a downer from Ganondorf.
Oh yeah, all right. I smell it. I can feel it in the water. That's a high bet. That's a high bet.
There's a pie in the window, and the smell, like the scent, is crawling its way into my nose and luring me towards it. There's a downer.
That shield is pretty low. It could happen. Gotta go low, of course, this time. But it all depends if they can make it back.
Oh, beautiful. This is so scary, but he makes it back. Good fast fall. It's center stage. I mean, Not really.
Oh,
It was
not
censored
quite.
for a little bit.
Just a second. There was a couple of
Yeah.
frames. You go back and you pause it. We can definitely get a photo of him at center stage at some point in this
there's
best
a
of
frame.
5.
There's no down there.
Unfortunate.
There was
Very unfortunate. Well played, well played. Almost there for the side of maksu, but looks like that script must have been a dream sequence.
Yeah, probably. I must misread it. Like I can't read
You're
very
not on
well.
much sleep, to be fair, so it must have
Yeah,
been must have just
true.
been glossed over.
Yeah, scrambled the letters again. It was an aerial at least.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know.
There you go.
But yeah, getting applause for Tande.
It was a damn fine effort.
Yeah,
It was a damn
getting
fine
top
effort.
16. That's very nice. It's very nice to see the supportive community just giving him some support, just clapping. Like, good job. You're now in top 16. That's very nice to see.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, the community here, it's a very beautiful little gathering. This is a nice, close-knit grind fest.
For sure.
With some really, really scary players.
Yeah, and they all want to get better, and the Nordic